provided. He was supposed to provide it by 8 o'clock this evening. He hasn't done so. Have you seen the 14-page report?
No,
have you seen it?
So we are talking,
Ms. Huda, have you seen the 14-page report? Have you seen the report?
I have, and we are talking
about... So show me one line which links the BJP. Show me one line from that report which ostensibly, forget about anything else, links the BJP to water terrorism. Show me that report. Show me that line. Show me the paragraph.
So we have established earlier...
Ma'am, show it to me, not earlier. Delhi, show me this response. This response was demanded by the Election Commission. Show me in this response where there is the proof linking the BJP Haryana state government to deliberate act of sabotage by poisoning the waters that come through the Yamuna into Delhi. Show me that line.
Okay, Rahul ji.
You read the report? Have you read the report?
Allow me to speak, please.
Have you read the report, ma'am?
Yes, I have.
Okay, put your hand on your heart and say that you read the report.
Okay, Arvind ji is asked to, give the proof in the midst of a Delhi campaign election.
I don't care, ma'am. He was asked 24 hours ago, in fact 36 hours ago, to furnish the proof. If he hasn't been able to do so, the law will take its course. But in public perception, hang on, Huda Zariwala, in public perception, it means that he is lying. And this is fundamental to this story.
Arvind Kejriwal will provide the proof. He has taken time. He was asked to do it by 8 p.m. tonight. He is in the midst of an election campaign.
Okay, viewers, you heard that. Huda Zariwala confirming what I've been telling you. The 14-page report is silent on proof. She says that he is busy in a campaign. He will provide the proof. 8 p.m. was the deadline tonight, viewers. It is 1 hour since the deadline lapsed. The 14-page response is in. Mr. Kejriwal's credibility is in shreds. Is it not, Dr. Anand Ranganathan? Same question to you. Simple question to you. I'm not asking a complicated question. Huda Zariwala, 1 second. Let somebody else speak now.
Good evening, Rahul. Credibility ho. तभी तो torn to shreds होगा ना. जब credibility नहीं है तो Arvind Kejriwal is saved from his credibility being torn to shreds. No, but I want to make 4 points here. Number one, we've seen this.
Let Mr. Ranganathan speak. He never disturbed you. Let's not speak over each other, please. Let's maintain dignity. I'll have to lower your fader, ma'am. Please don't do this. Can you please respect somebody's time, and I will come back to you. You can make all the facile points you want because that's what you've been making. You've been telling me and the viewers that Mr. Kejriwal will respond. He was given till 8 p.m. to respond. He made a very serious allegation. Now, Dr. Ranganathan, hold forth. Please respond to the question I asked you.
Yes. No, Hudaji, please don't do this. You're like my elder sister. I have great respect for you. Please don't. Thank you. Now,
thank you very much, Ranganathan ji.
Okay, right. 4 points here very quickly. Number one, in hindsight, Rahul, I don't want the BJP government in Haryana or any BJP politician to sue the pants of Arvind Kejriwal, because before he gives a groveling apology like he did to Mr. Jaitley, late Mr. Jaitley, and to Mr. Gadkari, he is going to be dragged to the court and he's going to hire lawyers. And we Delhi-walas have to pay that lawyer's fees. We've already actually paid crores of rupees for Kejriwal's lawyers for him to defend in these cases where he's had to issue groveling apologies. So this is a double whammy for us. First drink poisoned water, and then you have this thing where Kejriwal is being defended by lawyers paid by us. Number two, this much is true and it's a fact. All state governments and all political parties that are running those state governments have rivers in those states that are heavily polluted, that have high industrial effluents, that go unchecked, that are secreted or, that are discharged from the industries of all those states. And all the state governments overlook it. From Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab, where Punjab has one of the most polluted rivers because of great fertilizer usage as well, high ammonia levels in Satluj as well as Ravi, to Karnataka, to Gujarat, to Uttar Pradesh, Ganga, to West Bengal, and to Delhi. The point is, exception is none of those state governments are accusing the bordering state government of committing a genocide, except Kejriwal, who somehow linked water terrorism and the BJP government of Haryana deliberately somehow inserting ammonia into the river water to kill millions of Delhiites. That is the point. Number three, it is also a fact that ammonia levels traditionally spike up during winter because the flow of, after monsoon, the flow of river is less. And so the pollutants, the amount of pollutants increases, and therefore ammonia levels hike. The point is not the ammonia levels. The point is Kejriwal is accusing a state government of committing genocide.
Yes.
That has to be countered, and that is dangerous. Finally, I want to ask Ms. Huda. It is a fact that more than 50,000 to 70,000 farm fires happen every year during the stubble burning month. An area of 17,000 square kilometers is set on fire for a month. Delhiites face AQI of 999 or above, where acceptable limit is 50. Delhiites are dying because of air pollution. Should we blame Arvind Kejriwal's AAP government in Punjab for perpetrating a mass genocide? Should we do that?
Question.
Number two, it is also a fact that Punjab's rivers are heavily polluted, including the sitting chief minister's district that has 159 points that are pouring pollutants into the river. Should we blame him of poisoning the people of Punjab? Should we blame Aam Aadmi Party? So please let us not go on this. This is the most dangerous line. This has to be rebutted. But finally, 30 seconds, Rahul. I know politicians, I have no hope. I have great friends, RP Singh ji, Huda ji, Ravi ji are there, but because they're hypocrites. What I am disturbed about is that the Chief Justices of Supreme Court are being silent even now. Why can't the Chief Justices say, forget about just Haryana, every industry should not be pouring and discharging this effluent that increases ammonia? Why can't they say this?
That unfortunately, viewers, is a attention to detail that no one cares about. It's only meant to be reiterated like some pious homily in a manifesto. That's it. But let me tell you, viewers, today 16 pages, rather 14 pages and 33 paragraphs, out of which, viewers, and I think Dr. Ranganathan will be the only one interested, because from clause 5 all the way to 11, 6 clauses, 6 paragraphs. This particular response only talks about the impact of ammonia on human health. Viewers. Then, from paragraph 13 to 32 is an elaborate, detailed response citing all sorts of cases of how people have actually been able to wriggle out of criminal defamation and cases under various sections of the BNS that would have resulted in convictions for promoting enmity between people, between castes, etc., etc. Can you imagine? 13 to 32, viewers, is an attempt at only saving Kejriwal's skin. In the first 4 paragraphs, viewers, there is an encapsulation and a recapsuling of all the facts that we know, that on such and such date, the ammonia levels spiked. Now tell me, viewers, for 4 or 5 years, ammonia levels have been spiking. If they were being spiked, as Mr. Kejriwal now claims, by the Haryana government, what was he doing for 6-7 years, viewers? Was he sleeping on the job? These are fundamental questions. Ravi Srivastava, why doesn't this response, and I've given you a detail now of what it says, why doesn't this response include proof linking Haryana Chief Minister, Prime Minister Modi, Amit Shah, etc., to the gross charge of genocide by poisoning water? Where is the proof? Why hasn't he been able to give this proof? Mr. Ravi Srivastava.
Yeah, good evening, Rahul.
Good evening,
First of all, I have not gone through this reply of...
There's not much to go through, actually. I've told you what there is.
Pages, whatever it is. Yeah. You have already mentioned the gist of that.
Yes.
I think it is the prerogative of the EC to see that what was asked for and what he has replied. Now, point here is that a second point of Anand Ranganathan, I fully agree with him. First point also I agree. None of the cases in the whole country on the Chief Minister of the state are fought by their personal expenses. They are all fought by the public expenses only.
That's okay, but Ravi Srivastava ji, I have to ask you a question. And you please answer this.
Yes.
Which is the longest standing treaty, a sacrosanct treaty between India and Pakistan? Can you tell me?
I think that should be the Shimla Agreement.
No, sir. the Indus Water Treaty.
Okay.
Why is the water treaty, viewers, the one that was first signed? Because whether it is states within our country, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, other states in the northeast, etc., because water is fundamental to life. Countries have gone to war over water. Forget about people and neighbors.
Yeah.
And if
Now
you are going to create panic amongst the people of Delhi and suggest that they are being poisoned by people in Haryana or by a government in Haryana, viewers, if this becomes something that strikes a chord in the hearts and minds of the public, what will happen, viewers? You tell me. Anarchy.
Now let me respond to you. I think the AAP representative, not in this debate, on the earlier debate, mentioned clearly it was only about the Canal 2 and the Canal 6, where the ppm of the ammonia was high beyond an acceptable limit up to 7.2 or something like that. So they said, Arvind Kejriwal has clarified it repeatedly that those water has been isolated and that has not been allowed to mix up with the water which is being supplied to the city. Second thing, first is that no one consumes the water which is coming in their tap. I think including you and all panelists sitting here consume an RO water or a mineral water. Because not alone in Delhi, across the country, no river water, no
Sir, we all know
water,
this. And remember, Mr. Kejriwal, no,
Raviji,
Raviji, please listen to me. Mr. Kejriwal, in 2019, did he not promise that he would clean up the Yamuna? Irrespective of whether there was, he did, right? And he said that in 2025, you judge me. If I have not cleaned up the Yamuna, I will not contest an election. Now I'm asking you, on the first point, he has lied. Because the Yamuna is not clean, by his own admission, there are all sorts of chemicals. He can never stand there and drink the water of the Yamuna. Let's be honest about that. Even Rahul Gandhi is asking him to do it, but he can't do it.
Nobody else can.
Nobody else can because of the situation. So it's not been clean. So he lied to the people of Delhi about his first claim. Secondly, if he could clean the Yamuna, that means he could have dealt all this while with the ammonia problem. And thirdly, Raviji, I have to remind you that Mr. Kejriwal was not so benign. Let me just play out what Mr. Kejriwal said. Now, please listen to him. He says, Haryana वालों ने, Haryana की सरकार ने जहर मिला दिया.
That's the question.
That they put poison. They mixed Delhi's Yamuna water with poison. That is a direct imputation. Listen to this, viewers.
ये बीजेपी वालों ने गंदी राजनीति की हद कर दी. हमारे यहाँ दिल्ली में पीने का पानी हरियाणा से यमुना से आता है. उसमें हरियाणा वालों ने, हरियाणा की सरकार ने अमोनिया नाम का जहर डाल के भेज दिया.
Ammonia नाम का जहर डाल के भेज दिया. Dr. Ranganathan, I want to bring in the BJP national spokesperson. He needs to respond to Ms. Huda Zariwala. Yes.
Very quick. Look, had Arvind Kejriwal talked about what he said, the claims, were they symbolic or metaphorical, one could still excuse him because as I said, our land is polluted, our water is polluted, our air is polluted, and every state government is overlooking the fact that there are industries that are polluting it. But he didn't say that. He directly alleged that BJP had polluted it. The BJP has added the poison. That's the difference.
That's
so likewise, that is why I want to ask the Huda ji, should we also say that Arvind Kejriwal has literally lit the farm fires so that we die of air pollution in Delhi?
Absolutely,
yes
in
no?
Punjab. Yes, very quickly. 1 second. But before that, let me just bring in RP Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP. Mr. RP Singh, your response. Mr. Kejriwal's reply to the EC is in 16 pages, 35 paragraphs, 0, absolutely, no, 33 paragraphs, 0 proof. What do you intend to do now?
Rahul, I was going through the detail of the ammonia in the water last few years. Last year, 31st December, it was 10 mg water ammonia. Did he raise the issue then that Haryana उन्होंने जहर मिलाकर भेज दिया है और Haryana is trying to do a mass genocide in Delhi? No. We know it's all because of election. They are badly losing election And then Hindi में कहावत है किसानी बिल्ली खम्बा नोचे. I mean, that's what they are doing. They are trying to rake up an issue which is not an issue at all. And then let me read the statement of Delhi Jal Board. The statement of the former CM and the present CM that the Haryana government has released the poison in the water is false and misleading. This is not my statement, Delhi Jal Board CEO statement, misleading and factually incorrect. Such alarmist statement among to the fear mongering. That's what the Delhi Jal Board has to say about it.
Yes.
And again,
so what are you planning to do?
There can be no solution.
Because at least Mr. Arun Jaitley, Mr. Gadkari and other BJP leaders took him to the cleaners. I have to ask you, what do you expect to do?
No, give me. I'm requesting both Ravi Srivastava ji and Huda Jariwala ji, both the spokesperson or the supporter of the Aam Aadmi Party. I'll go to Palla. The CM Haryana had the water today. They are saying no, he's patted out. I'm prepared to go there right now with your cameraman. I'll drink glass of water. If I live, I'll stand there for 6 hours. If I live, both of them should apologize.
And all this is, no, it's not about apology. Now, one second, let me come in. Okay, you see.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Another second.
Yes.
If I die, they can go and test them, saying, oh, see, we were telling it's a poisonous water, and it's flying.
Okay.
I'm saying so.
Okay, this is not quite commensurate, sir. Okay, the BJP cannot be indulging. Okay, the BJP can't be indulging in this sort of competitive perceptorial game. They'll have to take some action. If they actually want to put the money where their mouth is, they'll have to take action. But Huda Jariwala, I have to ask you now some permanently. No, 1 second. Some pointedly and permanently settling questions. And please answer them. Ms. Huda Jariwala, please. How many times has Kejriwal said sorry to his political opponents? Give me the answer.
Computer lock karte.
Okay. Ravi Srivastava ji, can you tell me?
Huda, ask a friend, I will answer.
1 second.
I think circumstantially he has done it for some 6 or 7 times to different politicians.
Okay. No. I'll give you the number 6 times. Now, I want to ask you, Mr. Ravi Srivastava, why does he have to say sorry? Why does he have to say sorry?
See, that does not make the situation that he got. I say circumstantially.
Okay.
There could be reasons.
So I'll tell you, viewers, he's had to say sorry because if he hadn't said sorry, he would have been jailed for making remarks that were not founded on fact. Now, I'm not a fan. Huda Jariwala, I have to ask you this question. How many times has Kejriwal had to say sorry to his opponents?
Well, there are so many times that Modi ji is supposed to.
I'm asking you, how many times, please, forget Mr.
Amit
Modi
Shah
ji, no
was
water
expected
boundary
to do
here.
that.
No water boundary.
At least an Arvind Kejriwal ji has the
decency to say sorry, she's saying. At least he has the decency to say sorry. Now, viewers, why do you need to say sorry? Because you made mistakes. Not once, not twice, not thrice, not 4 times, not 5 to 6 times. 6 times you have said sorry because you essentially lied.
He's a
so viewers, is he lying again? And will he have to say sorry? And will it be too late? I need to move on. You ponder that question. Viewers, it has been a very unfortunate day today. A very sad day. Because 30 people have died in a stampede that happened just before dawn at the Mahakumbh venue in Uttar Pradesh's Prayagraj. It happened in what is known as the Akhada Marg. It has happened on the day of the holiest Sanan, on Monvi Amavasya, a day that is revered in the Hindu calendar because that is the day when you pay obeisance to your ancestors. Almost 10 crore people are expected to have taken a holy dip. The numbers stand at around 7 crores today, viewers. That is almost the population of of Great Britain. But in the midst of all of this, viewers, there was a stampede. And you can see those pictures. And you can see the barricades, how the barricades broke because there were so many people in that Akhada Marg. The barricades broke, viewers, and there were some people who were sleeping on the grounds and they got quashed. And that is the aftermath. People's belongings lying strewn on the ground. 25 bodies have been identified, 5 are yet to be identified, 60 more people are injured, some are critical, many have been hospitalized. The announcement of casualties came hours after local reports and Prayagraj residents posted on social media about deaths at the stampede. The reports were, however, not consistent with the number of dead. The pre-dawn stampede at the Sangam area of the Mahakumbh broke out after many pilgrims jostled for space to take a holy dip on the occasion, as I told you, of Mauni Amasya, one of the most auspicious days. Now, viewers, because there were so many people expected, there were, as you can see in those drone pictures, a huge deployment of security personnel, of UP administration officials to ensure an orderly movement. In fact, there was, even before this incident took place, repeated announcements made by policemen and police officers in this particular area asking people, asking the devotees to move on after taking a dip. In fact, the police said that if they hung around the area, in this case the Sangam point, and they did not move away, the scores of other astikas or pilgrims would in fact crowd in, creating the situation for a stampede. This much was said by the police, viewers. Please listen.
सभी श्रद्धालु सुन लें, यहाँ लेटे रहने से कोई फायदा नहीं है। जो सोवत है सो खोवत है। उठिए उठिए, स्नान करिए, और ये आपके सुरक्षित रहने के लिए बहुत आएंगे और भगदड़ मचने की संभावना है। आप पहले आ गए हैं तो आपको सबसे पहले अमृत मिल जाना चाहिए। सभी श्रद्धालुओं से करबद्ध निवेदन है, उठे उठे उठे, सोए ना।
Unfortunately, at the Sangam nose, which is a prominent area where, viewers, the Yamuna and the Ganga meet with the mythical Saraswati, that people started crowding into. And then they weren't moving out. They kept staying on. And the backlog of people started crushing them, leading to some trying to break the barriers, etc. And in which this stampede-like situation arose. Many people, as I said, broke the barricades and crushed those that were lying on the ground. These are the facts, viewers. These are the absolute facts. The Prime Minister, after the event, after this horrific tragedy, made numerous calls to the UP Chief Minister, was monitoring the situation and constantly checking up on the casualty figures and the services that were being provided, and also ensuring that no such incident were to repeat itself. The accident, and he put out a statement saying that the accident that happened in Prayagraj Mahakumbh is extremely sad. My deepest condolences to devotees who have lost their loved ones. I wish for the speedy recovery of all the injured. Local administrations engaged in helping the victims in every possible way. I've spoken to Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. I'm still constantly in touch with UP government. Unquote. Later on, a visibly distraught UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath had ordered a judicial probe. Listen in, viewers.
घटना दुखद है, मर्माहत करने वाला है। उन सभी परिजनों के प्रति हमारी पूरी संवेदना है। हम लोग रात्रि से ही लगातार प्रशासन के संपर्क में हैं। मेला प्राधिकरण, पुलिस प्रशासन, एनडीआरएफ, एसडीआरएफ, प्रेशर मौनी अमावस्या का ये मुख्य स्नान है महाकुंभ का, और बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेशर प्रयागराज में होने के कारण सभी प्रकार के मार्ग भी चौक थे। प्रयागराज में आज 8 करोड़ से अधिक लोगों का, श्रद्धालुओं का दबाव था। इतना भारी दबाव ये पहली बार वहाँ पर देखने को मिला था और जिसके बारे में हम लोगों ने पूरे इंतजाम करने के प्रयास भी किए गए थे। हादसे के तह में भी जाने की आवश्यकता है और इसी दिशा से सरकार ने भी तय किया है कि हम इसकी एक जुडिशियल इंक्वायरी भी करेंगे।
Judicial inquiry has been launched, viewers, to determine what caused, who is to be pulled up, held accountable. Now, this incident took place between 1 and 2 in the morning, but before dawn could break, the opposition had blamed the UP Chief Minister's facilitation of VIP culture as the principal reason for the tragedy. Because there is no proof that at that time VIPs were being tended to. In any case, that is for the probe to determine. Accountability must be fixed, viewers. I tweeted this in the morning that a probe needs to be, an impartial probe needs to be ordered and accountability needs to be fixed. And yes, there have been complaints from a large number of devotees that VIPs were getting access first to the ghats over the last few days. But the administration has come out today and said that the entire day today, the VIPs, there was no special facilitation for VIPs. Nonetheless, viewers, Congress President, Mr. Kharge has said half-baked arrangements, VIP movement, paying more attention to self-promotion than management are responsible for this. Despite spending thousands of crores, such arrangements are condemnable, unquote. Akhilesh Yadav, SP chief, says management of Mahakumbh should be immediately handed over to army instead of UP government. Truth behind claims of world-class system has been exposed. Those who were making these claims and spreading false propaganda should take moral responsibility, unquote, and resign. Trinamool Congress has come out and said state administration under Yogi Adityanath chose to prioritize hype to draw in crowds and money, completely neglecting fundamental responsibility of ensuring safety of devotees. It is their catastrophic failure in emergency preparedness that has led to this avoidable loss of life, unquote. Let's open this up, viewers, because this is very important. For far too long, viewers, big events have been blotted by such incidents. Vivek Silas is here with us of the Samajwadi Party. Mr. Silas, some people are saying, and there are many from within the BJP, others, that the politics could have waited a while, that these political questions could have been asked after a few days, not before dawn when the facts were not even established, etc., etc. Certain allegations have been made. How do you respond to this?
First of all, Rahul, I would like to say it was not the Samajwadi Party who started this. The questioning of the VIP movement and the so-called infrastructure the Bharatiya Janata Party claims to have the world after spending 7,000 crores there was questioned by the Mahamandaleshwars and especially by the Paramanand Giri Mahamandaleshwar. He said if the state government is unable to provide security and proper management, it should be given to the army. It was not the Samajwadi Party, though 30 lives have been lost. It is very, very tragic. Politics should not be played. We have all the heartfelt condolences to the people who have died and we wish speedy recovery to the people who are injured. But the question has to be asked, someone has to be responsible. Being a responsible opposition, we have to ask question what the Yogi Adityanath ji's government was doing there. You have spent 7,000 crores of the taxpayer money. You have built 280,000 square feet of German tents for your own convenience and to hold a cabinet meeting out there. But if you see what is happening to the common man, there are 22 bridges out there in Prayagraj at the moment, and only 7 were opened for the common man. The rest 15 bridges were used for the VIP movement. That was not put by the Samajwadi Party. This came out from the people who were sharing their thoughts on the social media. So it's a very tragic incident. We had fire broken out there. 180 tents were burned, and it was there on some other channel. And the Bharatiya Janata Party said that within 24 hours those tents will be reinstated. And sadly, till today, when we are discussing about the Kumbh, nothing has been done so far. We have seen massive traffic jams. And one more thing I would like to tell you, that the Honorable Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh has said that we are expecting 40 crores people. Fine, we agree to that. but he said that we are prepared for 100 crore people. That was the claims that were made by the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Honorable Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. But at the end of the day, we see it's a tragic thing that has happened. And being a responsible, opposition, we have to ask the question, because we have lost,
Okay.
our
You have to
Indian
ask
citizens.
the questions you're saying.
People have died.
We have lost
untimely.
lives. Yes, of course we have. And you want accountability to be, or a moral responsibility should be taken, says Mr. Akhilesh Yadav, and people should actually put in their papers. That is what is being said. Dr. Ranganathan, you were raising your hand. Would you like to respond here?
No, I would, but first of all, like Vivek Silas ji and like you, may I please offer my very heartfelt condolences at this absolutely terrible tragedy that has happened. No amount of words or solace can be provided by us, Rahul. We know that these people, pilgrims, devotees, they went there in search of a better life, in search of leading a better life after they took the bath, and this kind of tragedy has happened. It's incalculable tragedy. Of course, I agree with Vivek ji that the accountability has to be fixed. Of course it has to be, and every sane person would say that. We have BJP spokesperson out here and he would echo these words. Yes, but the debate is about something else out here, Vivek ji. The debate is about how you've already started, your party and other parties have started this blame game, this kind of vulture politics. Now, would it be appropriate now to mention that in 2011 you had in Sabrimala, the state that was ruled by the communists at that point of time, 100 pilgrims killed? Would it be appropriate to mention that in 2013, when Samajwadi Party was organizing the Kumbh Mela in Prayagraj, on the same day, Mauni Avasya, 42 people were brutally killed in a stampede in a railway station, and law and order is a state responsibility, as well as government railway police is under the state responsibility. Azam Khan, who was the minister for Kumbh Mela, offered to resign. Akhilesh Yadav said no need to resign. There is no point in talking about whataboutery, talking about incidents that happen under every. The tragedy is, whenever such incidents happen in non-BJP ruled states, you do not outrage. You outrage only looking at the state, and please, I beg you, don't do that. Today is a day not talking about politics. Today is a date, and I hope Mr. Sumant Raman also agrees with me. Today is a day to express one's sincere condolences, ask for accountability to be fixed through a judicial probe that has already been set up, and let us wait for the conclusions of that probe.
Yeah, the blame game, as I said, could have waited for a little later. Dr. Raman, would you agree with me or not?
Rahul, there are 2-3 important aspects here. One, first of all, I offer my condolences to the bereaved families, and hopefully the injured will receive the required medical attention and recover soon. Now, the point really is that, again, in this very debate, we have seen, what happened in 1950s or whatever, when Nehru was Prime Minister, 500 people died. 2013, railway, station in Prayagraj, when UPA government was in power at the center, 40 people died. See, this point is, this does not help us get better. We need to fix responsibility. Now, when we say fix responsibility, it does not mean that Prime Minister Modi should be held responsible, or not even the Chief Minister. But somebody needs to be held responsible, whether it is the police who were in charge, the police chief of that area who was in charge of the security arrangements, where the arrangements made for crowd control managed properly. Those issues need to be looked at. And let's face it, for almost 17 hours after the tragedy, the official death toll was not released. It was only released about a couple of hours ago. And this is a government which says that 8 crore people came today, 10 crore people came today. They are able to count in crores, but they are not able to count 30 or how many ever people sadly lost their lives. So there is an issue with the handling of the situation. It is not about saying that Chief Minister is responsible or Prime Minister is responsible. That is the job of the opposition. They will do it. That's a
but Dr.
issue.
Raman, I have to ask you
My
this.
point
Look,
is,
you're making valid points, but I just want to ask you one fundamental
there
question
ought to
tonight.
be
Yes, Mr. Raman. One second,
and
Dr. Saab.
somebody should be
Let me
held
ask you a question. Are you in any way apprehending the possibility that the case will be shut, that no one will be brought to book? Because, if that were the case, then that judgment can't be passed today because the process is just getting underway.
There are, one second, Rahul,
Yes.
Rahul. I don't know whether you saw the
Yeah.
video. I think it was a DIG or IG, I don't know. He said it was not a stampede. You could at the most say it was like a stampede-like situation. And,
But we are not there to judge. We have to go by what they say. Now, the probe will look into that.
That is why there is a concern.
Okay.
Because when a senior police
Cover up,
official,
you're saying.
5 hours after an event,
No, are you alluding to a cover
on
up?
television, I am not alluding to anything, but it's most suspicious that a senior police officer would come on before camera and say that there is no stampede, it was only a stampede-like situation.
There is one problem. The only problem being, viewers, that we cannot think that one set of lives matter more than other sets of lives. And I think Dr. Ranganathan alluded to that. Now, viewers, in Tamil Nadu, there was a huge tragedy. All these opposition leaders were very quiet. No one quit. And only tangential responsibility has been affixed. Let me also tell you this. It's almost as if lives in Tamil Nadu are far cheaper than those in Uttar Pradesh. What I am saying is that yes, 6, 7, 8 crore people managed to do a Snan, and in a country that is not a small number, that's a huge number.
How did you get that number?
Well, that's what the Chief Minister is saying. I can only go by what he said.
That's what, Rahul, 10 crore is
No, 8 crores he is
7%
saying,
of
sir,
the
8
population.
crores. He's saying
8 crore is 6% of the population of this country.
Yes, sir, that's what I'm saying. Now, look, I was not there. I can only go by what he has to say. Now, you can, sir, institute a parallel inquiry. You can approach the Supreme Court to have a census there. I don't know. I'm only going by what is being said. These are not things that I'm cooking up. I'm saying that 8 crore people, look, one second.
At the Sangam.
No, 1 second. Dr. Raman, was there a problem? Let me just take you back in time. In 2013, a CAG report was, in 2014, a CAG report was tabled. And in that CAG report, it was suggested that by about 60, 65, 70%, the number of security personnel and UP administration officials that should have been deputed under the Samajwadi Party government to look after the affairs of the 2013 Kumbh, there was a shortfall. Now, are you saying there was a shortfall here? Was there something wrong with the ability for the state administration to go through with an exercise of this proportion? That's what I am fundamentally getting at. Because if there were lapses of those basic nature, then I think the Chief Minister will step down. Viewers.
Rahul, no.
Because you can't drum up the numbers, you can't say, please come to the Kumbh and then leave everything to the laws of nature. So if there was a shortfall of that nature, of that fundamental nature, then yes, there is a case to be made. Dr. Raman, yes, before I bring in BJP national spokesperson.
Two very quick points.
Yeah.
One, when these numbers are being bandied about, clearly there are already protocols in place which say that there needs to be a particular level of security arrangement expecting a particular number of people. So when we are saying 8 crore people turned up today, now we need to be able to establish, at least a ballpark. I mean,
okay, I'm not getting into all this numbers game. I'm only looking at viewers.
It's important because the security which needs to be provided, the crowd control which needs to be provided is directly proportionate to the number of people who are expected.
Yes.
It would appear it should have been planned.
It would appear that, yes, Dr. Ranganathan wants to come in and then RP Singh, yes.
No, that's a reasonable point, but may I just add that on day one of Mahakumbh, 17 million people took bath and it went without any mishap. So, did any of the opposition parties...
coming from, sir?
Okay, now we'll question the numbers. Okay, fair enough. Look, 300 people took a bath. 300 people took a bath. Okay, 1 second. 1 second.
Are you saying 6% of the country's population was there?
Well, if 45 crores are supposed to show up, and I'm not making these estimations, viewers, national organizations that do this kind of analysis have put those numbers down. If 45 crores are supposed to show up on 45 days of a Mahakumbh, do the math yourself. Anyhow, viewers, I want to bring in the BJP national spokesperson. Sir, I have to ask you this question. This Mahakumbh has been built up as a ultimate test for the Uttar Pradesh administration. Has the administration failed today on the back of what we've seen? And if not, why?
Rahul, let me first say this was a terrific incident, and my heartfelt condolences to all devotees who lost their life, and praying for the speedy recovery of who are still in hospital.
Yeah.
Sumanti Raman, I'll come to your part also. Sumanti Ramanji, you were saying that why didn't they give the tally? I mean, if they can.
No, I'm not. Listen, one second. That's an important question. 17 hours, sir, later.
He raised. I'll let you know. I'll tell you now. Let me answer that. I'm answering that only. Well, it's a struggle between life and death, and then doctors would have been working on each and every life. And how can we know that? I mean, what doctors are doing, how doctors are working on each and every patient?
Well, let me tell you, Mr. RP Singh, that unofficially our reporters had told us much earlier in the day that 30 people had lost their lives, regrettably so. It still took about 8 hours since we got confirmation off record, and we couldn't even go public viewers because till the state government doesn't, one can't hazard that kind of information. We're not irresponsible. So the point is, for a very long time, these numbers were not released, which is regrettable. Let me be very honest tonight, viewers. Regrettable.
There were 2 channels which were carrying 17
No, I don't care about
days
channels, sir.
as
I'm
the
just saying
number
that this was the number that we heard from unofficially. I'm not going to get into more of this. It is regrettable that we kept certain people who were the loved ones of these people in the dark for 17 hours. And please don't tell me, sir, that, you know, it was because the doctors had to certify this, that, the other. This was quite apparent. That's point one. The second question I have to ask you, and please answer this, is this a failure of the UP government? Because many people are saying that, look, you talked up your administrative capacities. So I'm asking you, sir.
Rahul, again, I'll come to that also. But the Mr. Sumanti Raman asking about that counter, how the numbers are being counted. There are systems which are put in place for every.
Okay, sir, I'm not interested in the numbers. Please answer the question. Don't dodge the ball. Answer the question.
Because that's important. That's important. That's important, and I am accepting that somewhere there was a failure.
Okay, somewhere there was a failure. Now, viewers, the next part of this entire conversation should focus on affixing accountability. Certain number of days have been given to this panel to come up with a report. And one expects, because otherwise, viewers, any tears that are shed are crocodile tears. One expects people to lose their jobs. Or, viewers, worse. And that must happen. Otherwise, this cycle will continue of laxity, of unaccountability, and again of vulture politics. When will it stop? When will it stop, viewers? When will we be taken seriously? And there has been a problem. VIPs have been ferreted up and down, and there are people who have been waiting on the sidelines. This needs to end. Whether it's at airports, whether it is at various government centers, VIP culture needs to go.
And to give him benefit of the doubt, Rahul, if I may,
yeah.
You know, when 42 people died in 2013 under Samajwadi Party, the person in charge of Kumbh Mela offered to resign. So I think pending investigation, at least,
yes,
the person who's in charge of the Kumbh Mela right now should offer to resign.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Well, viewers, that's the point. And till there's no accountability, there can be no good governance. Let me tell you this. Let's move on, viewers, because there has been a very significant development. As portents go, this one image that you're seeing on your screens would have to be counted among the most ominous for India. Captured on camera in the majestic Dhaka State Guest House are members of a delegation from the Open Society Foundation led by its chair Alex Soros, son of George Soros, and Muhammad Yunus, the interim head of the Bangladesh regime that grabbed power through a coup. The latest instance of Soros's brazen hobnobbing, that too in the capacity of a de facto state guest, with Yunus, will only deepen suspicions that the collapse of Sheikh Hasina's government was no spontaneous, quote, people's revolution, unquote, against, quote, authoritarianism, unquote. Soros Jr., in fact, backed the uprising. He said Dr. Yunus is leading the country through a challenging time in history, taking necessary steps to reorganize. national institutions and spearheading reforms essential for economic recovery, the student-led mass uprising has given great opportunities to set a new course for the country, unquote. Indeed, in its immediate aftermath of the coup in Dhaka, an Indian ecosystem took it upon itself to remind the Modi government of the perils of ignoring, quote, a central fact of modern politics, unquote, that authoritarian repression can only work up to a point, and that for allegedly delegitimizing dissent, Modi would meet the same fate as Hasina. Salman Khurshid, the leader of the Congress, said exactly this, viewers. Others from the Congress party like Shivshankar Iyer also added their 2 bits. Just as doubts have arisen in people's mind about free and fair elections in Bangladesh, similar doubts are starting to emerge here. They have surfaced there, but they are beginning here as well. Sajjan Kumar Verma, another Congress leader, said day is not far when people will storm Narendra Modi's official residence and drive him out of the country. These people were celebrating this people's revolution, but the emergence of an overt George Soros link to the incumbent Dhaka regime threatens to alter the script. Soros, after all, is the self-proclaimed, quote, amoral, unquote, agent of chaos. He admits that he does not, quote, accept the rules. And in periods of regime change, the normal rules don't apply, unquote. And they certainly didn't in Bangladesh last year when Sheikh Hasina, by her own admission, didn't play ball with a white man-led foreign ecosystem, unquote. Not my words, her words. That was keen on extorting concessions. Some say that would have undermined Bangladesh's own sovereignty and short-circuited regional security. While Hasina stopped short of naming names, many geopolitical scientists interpreted her words to mean a nexus between a troika of influential US Democrat Party ultra-left legislators, Soros, and students of the BRAC University in Dhaka. The university, it is well known, is financed by Open Society University Network. This thesis gained a measure of credibility when around the time of the Peking protests in Dhaka last year, news leaked that 22 US senators of the Biden administration had written to US Secretary of State Antony Blinken to take action against the Hasina regime. Of these senators who signed the letter, one was Ilhan Omar, the proverbial, quote, Islamo-leftist, unquote, in the US Congress and a staunch Soros camp follower. But that was last year. It is no small coincidence that within days of taking over the presidency, Donald Trump has frozen aid to the US-led interim administration. Trump is no friend of George Soros or the so-called ultra-liberal elements within the Biden administration that are said to be aligned with the Open Society. Several of those appointed to the Trump cabinet had been tasked to dismantle the Soros ecosystem. But Delhi would do well not to depend on Trump to drain the swamp, so to speak. Independent efforts will have to be made to smoke out elements sympathetic to the Soros ecosystem in India, especially when it has acquired the critical mass to trigger minacious disruption. Viewers, this has been proven. What can we do about it? I leave it at this, viewers. Vantage with Palki Sharma up next.
Presented by
dead bodies. I see the police of the dead already. Some have
यहाँ बेकार है यार, रुकना भाई भाई हमें चलने में फायदा है यार। बहुत हो गया, 7 बजे आएंगे।
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. Many years back, Donald Trump first shot to fame with two words: "You're fired." He was the host of the American reality TV show called The Apprentice. He fired contestants with his trademark words. And now he's repeating them for employees of the US government. Some 2 million of them. Trump is firing them. We'll tell you why and how. He's also freezing government funding to domestic agencies, researchers, schools and colleges, also to America's partners the world over. We will look at the implications and how US aid is a trap, just like Chinese debt. India Space Research Organization launched its 100th satellite today as the US struggles to bring back its stranded astronauts amid tech glitches and politics. A new Canadian report accuses India of election meddling. We'll tell you how New Delhi has responded. How at least 30 people have died at a stampede in the Mahakumbh